I never wanted to be rich. I never excelled in school. In fact, I hated it and thought it was completely pointless. The only thing I cared about was becoming a chef and eventually opening a 3 Michelin star restaurant that would be the best in the world. That was my only goal. It became my mission. Fast forward a few years, I'm sitting in my room with no direction, purpose, and I have no idea what to do with my life. This is where I found SMMA and more specifically, lead generation. If you're in a similar position, you're unsure what you want to do, you have no direction or purpose, and you want to make something for yourself, maybe, just maybe, lead generation is for you. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down why SMMA and lead generation may be for you, and if you're already watching this video and have started your agency, I'm going to go through how you can build it into a well-oiled machine. In high school, it was no secret I didn't put in effort, and I was very vocal about my views on how pointless I thought it was. However, I had the most supportive teachers you could imagine. I wasn't popular. In fact, you know how usually nerds and geeks are at the bottom of the food chain? I discovered there was another level below that called the nobodies. That was me, and I was okay with it. Anyway, I knew I was never going to go to university or do anything where I had to study. Unless I was interested, my brain would just shut down. I discovered SMMA through YouTube and thought no way it was that easy to make money online. The reason I was attracted to this business model was you would learn several high-income skills that could translate to other businesses if you wanted to pursue them. It was practical. I love practicality. It was simple and easy to understand. You help a business owner make more money and get customers, you'll get paid. Online marketing isn't as sexy as e-commerce, and oftentimes people outside this field just don't get it. Still, to this day, some family members wonder, what the fuck is lead generation? When I started, I spent way too long watching YouTube videos, taking notes, and just pissing around. I had a whole notebook full of just notes, when it would have been more productive to just start the business and learn as I go. When I started, I was sending around 100 messages per day, sometimes 150. This was in 2018 when no one had a true offer. We all just offered Facebook ads or Google ads. Sure, I booked some meetings, but I completely butchered the sales calls because I was doing all the things you shouldn't be. And in further videos, I'm gonna actually go through the sales processes to follow. It took me 9 months to get my first client for $1,000, and from there, things snowballed. A few weeks later, I landed another client, and a couple of weeks after that, I landed another. This was the turning point for me, and all of a sudden, I was making $6,000 to $7,000 per month, and I'm feeling rich as hell. I had made it. I felt I could do anything, but I took my foot off the gas, and that's something you should never do, because if you aren't consistent with your outreach and prospecting, your pipeline will dry up, and you're soon going to lose clients, and you have no one else to replace them with. This is a very scary position to be in. There will be times that you'll feel uncomfortable. Actually, majority of this process is uncomfortable, but it's here you're going to grow as a business owner and as a person. The reason people aren't successful is they're not willing to get uncomfortable. Now, your goal may be to land your first client, or maybe you have a few already and you want to hit 10K per month. It's funny because when you hit that milestone, you think, is that it? I mean, after taxes and everything, you're left with around $7,000, which, yeah, I mean, it's still good, but to me, the number you really need to travel the world and have true freedom is $15,000 to $20,000 per month. When you grow up in middle class or not being rich and you make a little money, you are so afraid of losing it. Even now, I'm scared to spend money because I'm afraid. And even I've heard this from a lot of rich people. On the My First Million podcast, there's 2 hosts who sold their first companies for tens of millions of dollars and still feel that way. I'm not sure it truly goes away. SMMA and lead generation has grown in popularity over the past 2 years, but that doesn't mean it's not a viable business in 2024. The fact is, businesses will always need help. The platforms we use to get them results may change, but they will always be looking for new ways to get customers and retain old ones. It's our job to solve that problem using a unique mechanism. An agency, in my opinion, is the best first business to start because it requires little to no capital and it will teach you transferable skills so you can have a long business career. You'll never feel ready or feel like you're an expert. It's all in your head. Jiro Ono is arguably the best sushi chef to have ever lived. He's 97 years old and has been making sushi for 87 years, since he was 10 years old when he moved out on his own. He was made famous by a documentary called Jiro Dreams of Sushi. This guy has been making sushi for 87 years, has 3 Michelin stars, and is celebrated as the greatest sushi chef to have ever lived. And if you ask him, he's still not an expert. He is still learning and he hasn't mastered it yet. All you need to do is demonstrate you know a little more than the prospect. You are holding yourself back. If you have a laptop, a phone, and an internet connection, you can start this business. Now, if you've already started and you're struggling, I want you to reflect. Look at your processes. What are you doing? Is your offer unique? How many pieces of outreach are you doing per day? What do your ads look like? Are you taking control of the sales call and asking the right questions? How are you handling objections? You must look at each part of your business without emotion, find the problem, and attack it. You must have a process for everything that you do. It's a mistake that I made in the beginning. I thought you could just wing it, and that isn't the case. You need to be consistent. When you step foot in any kitchen, they have a process and a recipe for everything. Why is this different? You need a recipe. As you gain experience, that recipe will be tweaked and it will get better and better and better. SMMA and lead generation isn't just about Facebook ads, Google ads, or TikTok ads. It's about solving a business's problem using the best solution available that will get them results in the shortest amount of time possible with as little friction as possible. That's it. If you want help getting started personally, then click the link in the description, because for less than a night out, you'll be able to join me on 3 to 4 live calls every single week where I take you through agency sales, client acquisition, outreach, getting client results, and you get full access to my course. Check it out. You have nothing to lose. Just like Matt, who went from 0 to 12K per month, or Dylan, who went from 0 to 10K per month in 3 months at 18 years old, or Brad. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.